Hello, class. Hope you can see the board. Today, we are going to uh, learn about the intermediaries in primary market. So, as we all know, the primary market has intermediaries who are also known as the agents or the appointed consultants, as well as the registered financial dealers. Okay, so we are going to learn them one by one. Intermediaries are just the people who facilitate the issuing process in primary market. The first type is known as merchant bankers. Merchant bankers are also known as lead managers. They are also known as lead managers. So, what are they? They are the people who have to ensure the correctness of the information provided by the issuing company in their offer document. Okay, that is when a company goes public or when a company becomes a public listed company, the company has to reveal all the information related to the uh, finance, stock, shares, all the information has to be revealed to the public. Okay, the company has to uh, publish its audit report. The company has to give all the financial details, the bank records, the employee details. Everything has to be open to the public. Okay, so the lead managers or merchant bankers will have to ensure that these information are correct, and whether they have furnished all the informations, and whether these companies which are issuing primary shares are obeying SEBI's rules and regulations, whether they are in compliance or in obedience with SEBI's rules and regulations. And also, these merchant bankers will provide guidelines to the investors. They will give the issuing company what should be the disclosure, what the guidelines for disclosure, what are the details you have to reveal, etc., will be provided by the merchant bankers. They have to guide the company in all these areas. Again, the merchant bankers are of three types or category. Category one merchant bankers deals with the correctness of the information, with the guidelines, whether the company is in compliance with the SEBI rules. All this have to be inspected by the merchant bankers of category one. Next type of intermediary is underwriters. Underwriters are those people or those agents who will look into the issuing of the primary shares by the company, and they will agree to take up the securities which are not sold, which are not completely sold out by the firm. That is, for example, if an issuing company wants to sell 100 shares, okay, if they want to sell 100 shares, the underwriter will promise them or will agree to this issuing company that if the company is not able to sell the 100 shares, they will take up the remaining shares. And after the IPO, if the company is able to sell only 80 shares, the remaining 20 shares will be bought by the underwriter. 20 shares will be bought by the underwriter. They will either get it subscribed by others or by themselves. Okay, they make a commitment or they make an agreement to get the issues, to get the primary shares subscribed or sold either by others or by themselves. So if they say 100 ഷെയർ വിറ്റ് പോയിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ ബാക്കിയുള്ളത് ഞങ്ങൾ എടുത്തോളാം, ആ ഒരു എഗ്രിമെൻ്റ് ആണ് അണ്ടർ റൈറ്റേഴ്സ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. Though underwriting is not mandatory after April 1995, but still people still do that. Okay, it is an important element of primary market, and underwriters are appointed by issuing company in consultation with the lead managers. Lead managers are also playing a great role in the appointment of underwriters. Now, another intermediary is the scheduled bank. Okay, scheduled banks, which is known as banker to an issue. Okay, third type of intermediary is banker to an issue. Issue here means the primary shares which are being issued. So scheduled banks, all the scheduled banks can act as a banker to an issue, provided they have to be registered with SEBI and they have to agree to the SEBI rules and regulations which were formed in 1994. So these regulations will give you the eligibility criteria. If a bankers, any scheduled bankers meeting with these eligibility criteria, then it can be a banker to an issue. And they also require to register. Okay, they also require to register uh, uh, registrants to meet periodic reporting requirements. Registrants are the people who have registered with the bank. Okay, which means the sellers as well as the investors. The seller, which is the company, as well as the investor who have bought the shares of the company, these people have to meet periodically and they have to report. All this has to be looked after by the bank. ഓക്കെ. ഇപ്പം ഒരു ഇൻവെസ്റ്റർ ഇത്രയും ഷെയർസ് വാങ്ങിച്ചു, ഒരു 50 ലക്ഷത്തിന് ഷെയർ വാങ്ങിച്ച ഒരു ഇൻവെസ്റ്റർ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ദ ബാങ്ക് ഹാസ് ടു റിപ്പോർട്ട് അബൌട്ട് ദിസ് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റർ ദറ്റ് ഹി ഹാസ് ബോട്ട് 50 lakh വർത്ത് ഷെയർസ് എന്നുള്ളത്. എന്നാൽ മാത്രമേ ആ ഇൻവെസ്റ്ററിന്റെ ടാക്സും ഇൻകം സോഴ്സും ഒക്കെ ഗവൺമെന്റിന് പരിശോധിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. സോ ദ ബാങ്കർ ടു an ഇഷ്യൂ വിൽ ലുക്ക് ഇൻ ടു ഓൾ ദീസ് ഡോക്യുമെന്റ്സ്. Okay, the banker to an issue will be the bank to the company. ഈ പ്രൈമറി ഷെയർസ് സെല് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ പൈസ മുഴുവൻ ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഈ ബാങ്കിലായിരിക്കും. ഈ ബാങ്ക് അതിൻ്റെ രേഖകൾ കീപ്പ് ചെയ്യണം, സമയത്ത് റിപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യണം, ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ടു ഒബേ ഓൾ ദ റൂൾസ് ആസ് പെർ ദ സെബി ഗൈഡ് ലൈൻ. The fourth one is portfolio managers. Portfolio managers also have to register with the SEBI. SEBI's rules and regulations of 1993 has to be followed. And the registered portfolio managers will carry on the portfolio management of the company. Company's portfolio, that the company's portfolio will have investors, cash and direct investors details, the debt and direct. Okay, the company must have also bought shares from some other company. The കമ്പനിയുടെ പേരിൽ മറ്റുള്ള കമ്പനികളിൽ നിന്ന് ഷെയർ വാങ്ങിയതുണ്ടായിരിക്കും, കടമുണ്ടായിരിക്കും, ബോണ്ട് വാങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ടായിരിക്കും. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എല്ലാ പോർട്ട്ഫോളിയോസും, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എല്ലാം കൂടിയാണ് നമ്മൾ പോർട്ട്ഫോളിയോ എന്ന് പറയുക. ദിസ് ഹാസ് ടു ബി മാനേജ്ഡ് ബൈ ദ portfolio managers. In addition, all the merchant bankers in category 1 and 2 can act as portfolio managers with permission from SEBI. Okay. Part 3 gives further details of the registration of the portfolio managers. This part is not required. But anyway, we need to know that the merchant bankers are of three types. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ പല merchant bankers ഉണ്ട്. ഇതിൽ merchant bankersനും പോർട്ട്ഫോളിയോ മാനേജർ ആയിട്ട് വേണമെങ്കിൽ ചുമതലയേൽക്കാം. The merchant bankers under the Part 3 can also be function as portfolio managers. Now, Part 3 has to certain conditions എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. The fifth one is debenture trustee. Debenture trustees are again registered with SEBI. Now, these uh, debenture trustees are the issuer, the middleman. Okay, they are also known as the financial dealers. So what they do is they will give all the details of the investor and they keep the details of the investor by themselves. Okay, that is, debenture trustees, by calling for details regarding compliance by issuers of the terms of the debenture trust deed, creation of security, payment of interest, redemption of debentures, and redressal of compliance of debenture holders regarding